October 16, 1964, China detonated its first nuclear weapon in the Xinjiang desert. The shockwave reached Washington within hours. America had just lost its monopoly on nuclear power in Asia, and nobody knew how far China's program had advanced. The CIA needed eyes on China's missile tests. But traditional spy planes were off the table. 2 years earlier, Francis Gary Powers had been shot down over the Soviet Union in his U-2. The diplomatic fallout nearly started a war. Repeating that mistake over China was unthinkable. So someone in Langley had an idea. If you can't fly over the mountain, climb it. The plan was audacious, even by CIA standards. The agency recruited a team of elite American and Indian mountaineers under cover of a scientific expedition. Their mission was to climb Nanda Devi, India's second highest peak at 7,816 meters, one of the most dangerous mountains in the world, and install a nuclear-powered surveillance device near the summit. The device was a SNAP 19C radioisotope thermoelectric generator. It weighed 56 kilograms and was powered by plutonium, the same isotope used in the bomb dropped on Nagasaki. It would power an antenna intercepting Chinese missile telemetry for years, completely autonomous, no maintenance required. The perfect spy. The Indian Intelligence Bureau signed off. The climbers signed documents promising silence. The cover story was a geological survey, and here's the detail nobody talks about. The Sherpa porters who carried the device up the mountain had no idea what was inside. Some of them slept next to it at night because it gave off warmth from the plutonium decay. They thought it was just equipment. September 1965, the team set off toward Nanda Devi. American CIA officers climbed alongside Indian intelligence agents and elite mountaineers from both countries. They carried the nuclear generator in specially designed containers. Every step above base camp was dangerous. Nanda Devi had only been summited a handful of times in history. The altitude was brutal, the route treacherous. By October, they were approaching the summit ridge. The mission was almost complete. Everything was going according to plan. Then the mountain decided otherwise. A violent blizzard struck without warning near the summit. Visibility dropped to zero. Temperatures plummeted to -40. One Indian intelligence officer later said they were 99% dead from exhaustion when the storm hit. The expedition commander, Captain Coley, made the only rational decision available. Abandon the equipment and get everyone down alive. The team secured the nuclear generator to an ice shelf near the summit. As carefully as conditions allowed and descended, they would return in spring. What nobody knew as they fought their way down through the blizzard was that they would never see the device again. Spring 1966. The recovery team climbed back to the exact location. They found nothing. The entire ice shelf where the generator had been tied down was gone. An avalanche had swept it away during the winter. The CIA launched 3 separate search expeditions over the following years. Professional mountaineers searched every accessible slope and crevasse on the upper mountain. Nothing. The device had simply vanished into the mountain. In 1967, the CIA quietly decided to move on. They installed a second nuclear generator on a nearby peak called Nanda Devi. This one actually functioned for a year before melting into the glacier. They abandoned that one too. 2 nuclear devices lost in the Himalayas. And the official position was to say nothing and hope nobody ever found out. The operation remained classified for over a decade. Then, in April 1978, the magazine Outside published an investigation that exposed everything. India erupted. Protesters gathered outside the U.S. Embassy in Delhi carrying signs reading CIA, quit India, and CIA is poisoning our waters. Indian lawmakers demanded answers in Parliament. How had the CIA been allowed to operate secretly on Indian soil? How had the government allowed a nuclear device to be abandoned in the headwaters of the holiest river in India? The Indian Prime Minister confirmed the operation in Parliament, but said he had no information about the fate of the device. Declassified State Department cables show President Carter and Prime Minister Desai working behind the scenes to contain the diplomatic fallout. Public outrage eventually faded. The story disappeared from the news cycle, but the device never surfaced. Here's what makes this story different from other Cold War secrets. Most classified operations exist in the past tense. This one is still happening right now. Plutonium-238 remains radioactive for approximately 500 years, which means the device will still be dangerous in the year 2465. The Ganges River originates in the glaciers of the Himalayas and is the primary water source for over 500 million people. That is more human beings than the entire population of the United States and Europe combined, all of them dependent on water flowing from glaciers above which a lost nuclear device has been sitting since 1965. As climate change accelerates glacial melting at rates scientists describe as alarming, the question becomes more urgent every year. If the plutonium container has corroded after 6 decades of ice pressure and temperature extremes, and after 60 years, it very well might have, the radioactive material could already be entering the meltwater streams that feed the Ganges. There is no monitoring program specifically designed to detect this contamination. No government has publicly committed to searching for the device. The official position of both the United States and India remains one of silence. In 1965, the CIA lost a nuclear device on one of the most dangerous mountains in the world. They searched 3 times and gave up. The device contains plutonium that will remain radioactive until 2465. It sits somewhere above the headwaters of the Ganges, which supplies drinking water to 500 million people. The glaciers are melting faster every year. The U.S. government classified this for 13 years. When it became public, they managed the scandal and moved on. The Indian government confirmed it happened and went quiet. And somewhere on the frozen slopes of Nanda Devi tonight, buried under 60 years of ice and rock, the device is still there, still generating heat from radioactive decay, still waiting. The question is not whether this could become a crisis. The question is whether it already has, and nobody's telling us. If you think someone should be looking for it, subscribe and leave a comment below.